So in terms of the master's structure, it's split into what we call phases, and they are sort of like, in a way, sort of like a trimester. There's 3 of these phases. Each is 30 credits. The first one is called the preparatory phase, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit more detail. Then there's a flexible phase, which my colleagues are going to take over and explain in a bit more detail. Just give there is sort of 3 themes that you can choose from in that. There's life and health, water, and food. So you'll choose one of those themes upon registration. And then there's a final capstone. So the previous 2, phase 1 and phase 2, is made up of 3 modules that you have to complete, and the capstone is a single project. What you can sort of expect from that learning is an active and interactive teaching and learning experience. You'll engage with authentic problems as much as possible. That's really what the sort of challenge-based approach really is trying to get us to do, is engage in real-world problems. Unique assessment approach. So we don't have traditional tests. There's a programmatic assessment approach that you'll basically build up a portfolio and you get assessed on that portfolio as you progress throughout the program. Guidance and feedback on the personal and professional growth. So as part of that portfolio as well, you'll have a mentor, and you'll also be able to sort of reflect on your own growth. And everyone was coming to these programs quite differently and from different perspectives. So it really is up to you as well to what you make out of this program. And there's a lot of capacity to adapt it to your needs. But you need to think strategically about where you want to go as well, or to start to think. You don't necessarily have to have it at the very start. There is like 5 campuses, so depending on which phase you're in and what in terms of the dynamics and the numbers, but basically there'll be a network between the hybrid learning spaces. So each space or each location has a hybrid learning space, and you'll connect in with your peers on the other campuses live for a lot of the activities. So that might be like a lecturer delivering in one location, and then you have sort of a breakout session where you're working on workshop activities across sometimes it's locally, and then you report back to the other locations, or sometimes you're actually working with teams that are distributed across the different partners as well.